The television sitcom is one of the staples of American entertainment. Accessible to everyone, sitcoms have been making audiences across the world laugh since the 1940s. There are many different kinds of comedy, including slapstick comedy, satire, anecdotes, dark humor, dirty jokes, wordplay, and more. Sitcoms, as indicated by their name, draw their humor from situational comedy and scripted scenes. They can incorporate elements of slapstick, satire, and wordplay, but tend to stay away from darker comedy in favor of a lighthearted approach. Comedy shows on the radio had existed for some years before, but the first sitcom shown on television is believed to be the United Kingdom's Pinwright's Progress in 1946. William Asher is credited with being the man who brought sitcoms to the United States. He directed over 24 shows, the most prominent being I Love Lucy, starting in 1952. Early sitcoms had an emphasis on lessons, laugh tracks, catchphrases, and marriage, all of which faded away as the genre evolved. Modern shows are more likely to focus on the life of singles and have moved away from laugh tracks and catchphrases. Also, over time, the average cast size has increased from a small group of main characters to a whole ensemble including recurring minor characters. From a technical perspective, earlier sitcoms were more likely to use multiple cameras, while today sitcoms tend to use a single camera. 6 quintessential examples of the sitcom are I Love Lucy, The Brady Bunch, The Cosby Show, Seinfeld, Friends, and How I Met Your Mother. There are certain traits and techniques that are characteristic of sitcoms. The following are the 3 most important. Single episode storylines is the biggest distinguisher between sitcoms and other types of comedy television shows. Though characters may have long-term goals and have some involvements that carry over between episodes, each episode in a sitcom should be able to stand alone as a story with its own introduction, climax, and resolution. A consistent group of characters is also something that sets sitcoms apart from other genres. A series should focus on a relatively small cast, be it a family, a friend group, or a workplace, with little to no addition or removal of central characters. This also means that there should be some degree of predictability when it comes to setting. Some outside scenes can be included, but the show will always return to the apartment in I Love Lucy or to the McLaren's bar in How I Met Your Mother, for example. Last but not least is the persistence of failure. The characters can succeed in some endeavors, but a majority of the plot should be made up of mistakes, obstacles, setbacks, and embarrassments. This is important for 2 main reasons: humor and the avoidance of major transformations that would alter the cast or setting too much. Some other distinguishing traits that are found in most traditional sitcoms are tracked laughter, a focus on everyday life,
Good night, okay?
catchphrases,
Hey, how you doing?
realism,
The value of my property goes down, the same thing happens to your property. If you
voiceover,
Because that, kids, is the true story of how I met your Aunt Robin.
and a teaser before
Aunt
the opening
Robin?
credits. Sitcoms have a very broad audience. Many shows are family-friendly and appropriate for children, but many appeal to older viewers as well. Streaming services like Netflix cater to the audience that may want to watch a whole season of a show over the course of a weekend, but busier audiences that are in school or have a job can also enjoy sitcoms in the traditional way, only having to set aside half an hour each week. Sitcom audiences do not tend to have very specific or high expectations for a series. They simply want it to make them laugh and perhaps demonstrate an understanding of their own life and experiences. Even when the setting or plot of the show is foreign to the viewer, it is still expected to be relatable in some way. One thing that almost always ends the popularity of a series is when it jumps the shark through an event or shift that is either ridiculous or just out of place. Audiences seem to lose interest in the sitcom when the predictability of it is disrupted or when it is no longer relatable. Modern sitcoms have a lot in common with other television series. However, even though a typical drama or soap opera may have a small cast and include jokes, they are still very distinct from sitcoms primarily because of the continuous building storylines that are used in other series, which contrast with the single episode stories that are found in sitcoms. Some shows, such as The Office, tweak the expected sitcom elements, but are still considered sitcoms.